Hello friends, it's Kristie Marcotte. Today I'll be sharing the cards I made using Spellbinders January 2023 Card Kit of the Month. The theme is Indoor Garden. And for one of the cards, I'll also be using the January embossing folder of the month. If you are interested in any of Spellbinders January Club kits, I do have links provided in the description box below. To coordinate with the card kit, Spellbinders is also offering an add-on die set called Happy Plant, and I will be using it for one of the cards in the video. So let's go ahead and get started with card design number 1. I will be using some card sketches for inspiration. The first sketch is from Sugar Pea Designs. This is Sugar Sketch number 20. And if you are interested in any of the sketches I used in this video, I share all of that information on my coordinating blog post. That link is provided in the description box below, or you can simply head over to KristieMarcotte.com. For my first card, I selected a lovely pattern paper that has lots of hanging baskets in the background. I'm layering it on some dark green cardstock. The card kit does include some colored cardstock, but I'll be bringing in additional cardstock since I love adding lots of layers to my cards. And this dark green cardstock is from my stash. On the left side of the card, I added 2 narrow strips of pattern paper. One is a wood grain with diagonal stripes, and the other is a tone-on-tone peach colored. I cut the ends at an angle as indicated on the card sketch. For my image box, I used a tone-on-tone plaid pattern paper, rounded all of the corners, layered it on the same dark green cardstock. This card will be featuring one of the die cut images. There's 3 hanging plants. I'll adhere that in place using some liquid adhesive. For a sentiment, I'm using one of the puffy stickers. This is Thank You. There is adhesive on the back, but I'm also adding some liquid adhesive just to make sure it stays in place. I'll also add a peach colored heart in the lower left-hand corner. Then to finish off the card, I'll add a few mini circle peel-offs by Love from Lizi. So there is my finished card, and I did make 2 using this design. The other card I used different pattern paper for the background and also different die cut images and sentiment. If you missed my unboxing of Spellbinders January kit, I've mentioned that they've changed up the kit just a bit for the year. It no longer includes dies or stamps. There's also less pattern paper, but there is the option to purchase some of the items as add-ons. And I have provided links in the description box if you want to check out the add-on options for the month. Now moving on to card design number 2. The card sketch is from Mojo Monday. This is number 552. This card will be featuring 5 different pattern papers. The background paper has a fun hexagon design with gold foil finish, so it's really shiny. I'm adding a tone-on-tone green, sort of flowery design on the left. Then I have a black and pink design with a little bit of the gold foiling on it. Using some more of the wood grain with the diagonal stripes. And for the narrow banner, I have some more of that peach colored tone-on-tone polka dot paper. I'll cut a fishtail on the right side. Then I'll adhere it in place using some ATG tape. I layered the background of the card on some dark green cardstock and then again on some black cardstock. All of my cards in this video are American Standard A2 size. 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2 inches. Now I'll bring in some of the ephemera images. I have a peach colored house and I'll be using that instead of the circle that's indicated on the card sketch. I'll add one of the plant die cut pieces. For a sentiment, I'm using another puffy sticker. This is Enjoy Today. I'll add a little bit of liquid adhesive on the back and adhere it to the right of my planter. Then to finish off the card, I'll add some mini circle peel-offs in the upper right-hand corner. This is the black color and I'm using the medium width. So there is my finished card, and again I did make 2 using this design. The only thing I changed for the second card is the background paper and also the sentiment. Now moving on to card design number 3. The card sketch is from Freshly Made Sketches. It's number 561. I used the January embossing folder and I'll be using the deboss side. I've already added some gold watercolor splatter to the background for that little extra detail on the card. I'll put some ATG tape on the back and also a little bit of liquid adhesive along the very outside edge and layer that piece on some black cardstock. Add my card front onto a card base, leaving 1/8 of an inch of the white card base showing. Since the pink cardstock is embossed, it helps to have a little extra adhesive to make sure it lays nice and flat on the card. Instead of the scallop rectangles that are indicated on the sketch, I'll be adding some squares. I used Spellbinders Postage Edge Shape Square die set to cut out both of the squares. And I'll adhere both of those in place using liquid adhesive. Next, I'll bring in a couple of the plant die cut images. I have put foam dimension on the back side. I'll remove the release paper, add that first potted plant. Then I remembered I wanted to add a couple of Love from Lizi peel-offs along the bottom of the card. This is the gold moon dust color in the pinstripe style. I'm using the widest width and also the medium width. I'm adding the first peel-off right underneath the peach colored planter. I'll use a craft knife to trim off the end on the right side. Then I'll add the medium width peel-off right underneath and do the same thing with my craft knife. Now I'll add that final planter. For a sentiment, I'm using another puffy sticker. This time it has a little banner shape. Thought this was a fun sentiment. Plant-tastic. I'll put a little bit of liquid adhesive on the back and adhere it in the lower left-hand corner. Then to finish off the card, I'll add some of the bling that's included in the kit. It's really pretty peach color and it has gold glitter embedded inside. I'll put 2 of them in the upper right-hand corner. And it does have adhesive on the back, but again, I like to add that little bit of liquid adhesive to make sure it doesn't pop off later. For card design number 4, the card sketch is from Sugar Pea Designs. This is Sugar Sketch number 51. I have another fun planter pattern paper for the background. And I'll be adding 3 other pattern papers onto the card, all tone-on-tone designs. The larger piece is the green. It has a floral design in the background. At the very top, I have a yellow plaid design. I'll round the top and bottom corner on the left side, layer both of those pieces on some green cardstock. Between the 2 pieces, I am adding a Love from Lizi peel-off. This is the Racing Green Mirror color with gold overlay. I'll use a craft knife to cut the end on the right side. Then I'll put ATG tape on the back and add this panel onto my card. I'll layer the background on some dark green cardstock, put ATG tape on the back and add my card front onto a card base, leaving 1/8 of an inch of the white card base showing. For the narrow strip at the bottom of the card, I'll cut the left side at an angle. Then I'll adhere it in place using some ATG tape. The very right side will hang off that panel just slightly. Next, I'll bring in one of the image die cut pieces, little set of hexagon boxes. I did put foam dimension on the back, remove the release paper and adhere it in place. The sentiment is another puffy sticker. This is Happy Birthday. Using the same dark green cardstock, I'll cut a banner and adhere it in the upper left-hand corner. Then to finish off the card, I'll add some of the bling that's included in the kit. This is the light green color. I'll put 2 in the upper left-hand corner and 1 to the right of my die cut image. So there is my finished card, and I did make 2 using this design. The only thing I changed up is the background paper and also the sentiment. Now moving on to card design number 5. The card sketch is from Sketch Saturday. This is number 716. The background paper features lots of windows and plants. I'll layer that piece on some dark green cardstock, put my card front onto a card base, leaving 1/8 of an inch of the white card base showing. For the narrow strip on the left side of the card, I used some more of that peach tone-on-tone polka dot paper. Next, I'll add this fun sun image die cut piece. Has a beautiful foil finish on it. I'll adhere that in place using some liquid adhesive. Instead of the oval that's indicated on the card sketch, I'll be using one of the film strip chipboard pieces that's included in the kit. I'm adding a strip of white cardstock to the background, and the white cardstock is actually one of the card bases that's included in the kit. It has a nice textured side. I'll put liquid adhesive on the back and adhere that frame onto my card. Then I'll add 3 of the die cut images, all plants, and I did pop them up using some foam dimension so they're at the same level as that chipboard frame. For a sentiment, I'm using one of the chipboard sentiments. This is Grow and Inspire. I'll adhere that above the film strip chipboard piece. Then to finish off the card, I'll add some mini circle peel-offs in the upper right-hand corner. So there is my finished card, and I did make 2 using this design. Other than using the same card sketch, the second card is completely different. I have different pattern paper, different die cut images, a different colored chipboard frame. I did use the same sun die cut image and the same gold mini circle peel-offs. Now moving on to card design number 6. Instead of cutting into some new sheets of pattern paper, I thought I would use up some of the leftover strips. I'll add all of them onto some dark green cardstock. I'm starting with the larger piece on the left side, then adding the black and pink piece, and then finally the wood grain design on the very right. Then I'll put some ATG tape on the back and add my card front onto a card base. Next, I'll add an oval die cut, and this is from Spellbinders Fluted Oval Die Set. I used one of the card bases for the white cardstock. I'll adhere that in place using some liquid adhesive, trying to make sure those edges lay down nice and flat. This card will be featuring the add-on Happy Plant die set that is available for purchase individually. It's a really fun set that includes the planter and lots of different leaf and plant options. The top of the planter does have a cut slit so you can tuck all those plants directly into it. For the bottom, there's a fun little decorative piece. I cut that out from some Golden Beer cardstock. As I'm tucking some of those plants inside the pot, I'll flip it over, add some of the double-sided tape on the back just to adhere those in place. Then I'll add some more of the plants. I used several different shades of green cardstock. The final pieces I'll add are the large leaves, and I did put some foam dimension on the back of a few of those. Once my planter is mostly filled, I'll put liquid adhesive on the back and adhere it onto the oval die cut. And I'll put a little bit of liquid adhesive on the back of a few of those taller leaf pieces. Then I have 2 more of the larger leaves to adhere to the front of the planter. The light green plants kept pulling up, so I'm adding just a tiny bit more liquid adhesive. I'll add some black foam dimension underneath a few of the larger leaves. Remove the release paper. One of the leaves I'll just glue down directly using liquid adhesive. Just tuck it underneath those other 2 leaves. Then I'll add my final leaf in front. For a sentiment, I'm using one of the chipboard stickers. This is Plant Memories Grow Love. Then for a final finishing touch, I'll add a couple of the gold mini circle peel-offs in the upper right-hand corner. So there is my finished card, and I did make 2 using this design. The only thing I changed for the second card is the sentiment. This is one of the puffy stickers, Plant Your Dreams. Now here's another look at the 12 cards I made using Spellbinders January 2023 card kit. And for 2 of the cards, I also used the January 2023 embossing folder of the month. The theme of the card kit is Indoor Garden, and I think this is a great kit for masculine and feminine cards. If you are interested in any of Spellbinders club kits, I do have links provided in the description box below. Spellbinders offers a wide variety of club kits. They now have 2 embossing folders of the month. There's the card kit of the month, stamps of the month, several different die sets of the month, and even a glimmer die set of the month. And be sure to check out the add-ons that are available every month. Sometimes they have pattern paper, die cut images. This month they do have the die set that coordinates with the card kit of the month. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.